Hello everybody. So quite a few people have asked me about the independent driving section of the test, and where does it go, where do they start it and where do they finish. And so I sat in on a few tests, and this is where they went. So this little series of videos should show you that. I'm on Hill Street in Bedworth at the moment. And what happens is the examiners pulled the person in and said, okay, this is going to be the independent driving part of the test. At the end of this road, turn left and then follow the signs for Nuneaton. So that's what we'll do. This is a stop line here, so I'm just going to put the handbrake on and wait for a space. And there's one just after this Volvo. So there you go. So that's where it starts on this particular test route. So it's just following the signs now for Nuneaton. And if you know this area at all, you'll know that at the end of this road is the g3r Roundabout. And it goes from 30 to 50 just here. So yeah, so at the end of this road is the g3r Roundabout. And we've got to follow the signs through the g3r Roundabout to Nuneaton then. As you go around this bend, you'll see that the junction's not that far ahead of us. And as you come around this next bend, you'll see a sign. And the sign seems to suggest to go to Nuneaton, you want to be in the right-hand lane on the roundabout. But actually don't do that. This lane's going to split into two. Stay in the left-hand lane. There's a sign that says that. But stay in the left-hand lane, because what that is going to do, it's going to bring you off on the left lane when we get the opposite side of the roundabout. So we can see that it's two lanes here. You can usually get straight on from here, not all the time. Then move all the way over to the left-hand side of this, and this time we're getting caught by the lights, but that's okay. So Nuneaton from here is the third exit. So we've passed the first one. The second one here is where McDonald's is at Bermuda Park, and then the third one goes almost straight on from here really, and so that's where we're going to go. Now, one of the things that people do a lot is they go into the kind of the right hand lane as opposed to this one, and it means then they've got to change lanes either on the roundabout, which you should never do, and or when you get off of it. And because when you come off of it, the speed limit goes to 50, it's difficult then to get back into the left lane. So if we stay in this left lane here, we'll go through this g3r Roundabout, coming off here. This is called g3r Way, and it's taking us all the way up here. Now this is a 50 road, so just get your speed up. And we're still following the signs for Nuneaton. The independent driving part of things does tend to take about 15-20 minutes of the test up, so it's important that you have an idea of where you're going to end up going and which signs you're going to need to follow. So there's another sign here next to the next roundabout, and it said that Nuneaton is straight ahead, the second exit, which it absolutely is, so that's fine. This part of the test came from the Coventry Test Centre in Bedworth. So that's how we've ended up in Nuneaton. It's quite close to each other. So we're just going to stay in the left lane. I'm going to follow this through and just make sure that it's clear for us. It is. And as we came off of this roundabout, what the examiner said is, okay, thank you very much. Now follow the signs for Hilltop. So Hilltop happens to be the next roundabout right. So we need the third exit. So at this point, we need to change lanes, get into the right-hand lane here. Excuse me, we're turning right at the roundabout at the top of the hill. Local people call this bridge the Banana Bridge, so you'll probably know it as that. Going under that, and we're turning right then, and we'll end up in College Street. There's a little bit of traffic today. It's because they've closed a few of the roads. Well, I say close the roads, what they're doing is they're kind of resurfacing a couple of the roads, and of course it's causing hold-ups all over the place really. But that's a bonus actually if you're on your test, I suppose. So there we go. We're coming up to the roundabout now. We're going to turn right because it said on the sign Hilltop is the 3rd exit. Again, this isn't the most difficult roundabout to get onto from this approach. We're going to go round here. It's the 3rd exit. And that takes us into College Street. Now I set in on 2 tests that brought the independent drive in this way, and on both of them the candidate, the person taking the test, was asked to pull in and park on the left along here. So that's what we'll do. Okay, and then the examiner said, okay, thank you very much. So we're now going to follow the signs for Coventry. If you go right at the end of this road, then you'll pick up those signs. So that's what we'll do now. Think about College Street, it tapers and it goes quite narrow at this end. And there's a kind of weird junction at the end of it here now as well. So it's actually to turn right, keystroke she, it's actually to turn right at the end. So to do this, you need to bring the car right around here like this. You want to try and get it square onto the give way lines so that then you can see both ways clearly. There's just a couple of cars that have got to come through here now, so we're just going to wait for those, and then we can move. And this is where you'll start to see now the signs for Coventry. And this is the first one. There's a mini roundabout here, and it's saying, the sign is saying to go straight ahead at the mini roundabout. That's the 2nd exit. That's it. That noise there is just the Sat Nav telling me there's a speed camera around here. And so the speed now goes to 50. So we must try and just accelerate a little bit, get yourself up to that kind of speed. Down here. Now this road is bringing us back towards the Griff Island, or the Griff Roundabout, and we're following the signs for Coventry. So when we get there, what will happen is that our lane, our left lane, will split into 2, and we will end up actually at the roundabout in the middle lane. So this, if we see this as lane 1 and 2, we're in lane 1. And then it will be 1, 2, 3, we'll end up in lane 2. Okay, so that's it. So, and actually both times, both examiners have said to the candidates, Coventry, the lane for Coventry is the middle lane at this point. So they were kind of helping out, which is nice, isn't it, I suppose. So we're in this lane here. So again, we're coming up to the Griff Roundabout. We're at the end of Coventry Road, and if you see this as lanes 1, 2 and 3, we're in lane 2, and it will say COV on the road, COV, COV on the road as we go around. Shouldn't take too long. These lights are not normally on red for that long, and it's because of these lights why it's quite easy to get onto the roundabout from other directions. So there you go. So now it says on the road, you'll see it's Bedworth is to the left, we're going round to the right. It says COV there, and we're just going to follow this lane around down onto the 8444. Again, when we come onto this section of the 8444, it's a 50 mile an hour road, 50. Roundabout, and again we're just going to follow the road ahead. There's no signs there, so that tells you that actually at this junction it's straight ahead. So if you don't see a sign, just stay on the road that you're on and that'll be right. There's a sign up there that says this way to Coventry, so there we go. Now we're not finished with our independent driving yet, we need to come along this road here. This is the 8444 and this is a 70 mile an hour road, 70, so that's the national speed limit for dual carriageways. And what you need to do is just demonstrate that you're quite happy to drive up to that speed if it's clear enough to do that. For me today it's not, because there's a car in front of us, also there's a white van just about to overtake us there. There he goes. Now it's clear for me to go out and we'll overtake this car here. So if you get the opportunity, do demonstrate that you're quite happy to go up to 70, and that if there's things that are going too slow for you, you can just drift past them, take your mirrors, move yourself back in, and there you go. Remember, it's independent driving, no one's going to tell you. He won't be telling you in the car. I know he said the middle lane Coventry and the last roundabout, but that's just because it wasn't obvious. But now he's expecting you to drive on your own. And we're going to come to the end of this dual carriageway now, and he'll say to you, okay, thank you for that. We now need to follow the signs for Bedworth. That's the B4113. From this point on, you're looking for the road signs, and you're looking for them to tell you which is the road that's going to take you to Bedworth along the B4113. And there's a couple of big green signs. One is hidden behind the trees, which is not very helpful, and one's a bit further along, and you can see it from here if you're driving. And the Bedworth part of it is in a white box within the green sign. It's telling us if this is lanes, if the lanes 1, 2, 3, 4, we're in lane 2. So we just move into lane 2. And that's Bedworth B4113. It says that on the road and on the signs. So again, we're looking at the road signs within the roundabout there, and there's two big green ones, and it's saying now there's 2 lanes that take us to Bedworth on this road. So what we will always do, if there's a choice of 2, is choose the left hand one of those 2. So we're just going to stay in this lane here next to the kind of edge of the roundabout here, next to the reservation, and we're just going to follow that around like this, and it'll just bring us down to these traffic lights here. You'll recognise all of this because I'm sure you'll have been round all of these roundabouts with your instructor. But this is exactly where the 2 tests that came this way went to. And there we are, we're on the B4113 now, and what the examiner will say is thank you very much. The roundabout ahead of us, we're going to take the second left, and that's going to take you back to the test centre. Okay, so that's that one. Keep watching, there's another one coming up. Hello everybody, this is going to be a new test route that they've introduced for 2020, and it takes into account for the Sat Nav. And what happens is the examiner got in the car and he put the sat nav up, and we followed the sat nav from the very start, and this is exactly where he went. Okay, so we're going to set off from here. We're on Vernon's Road, and the sat nav then is going to guide us around the route. And if I've set it up properly, then it'll work. If I've not set it up properly, then it's not going to work, so we'll have to see here. It looks like it's working so far though. So we've turned from Vernon's Road into Beaumont Road, and soon it will tell us to turn left.
Turn left. You will arrive at your destination at 15:48.
There you go. So it's told us to turn left, and we've turned left into Countess Road here now. Coming along.
At the end of the road, turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn right.
Okay, hopefully you can hear that.
Turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn right.
She does go on. She does go on, this sat nav lady, that must be said. I'm just going to turn the volume up on it so that you can hear it better. So we've come down to the end of Earl's Road. In a few moments she's going to ask us to turn right into Manacourt Road. So we just let the traffic clear here, and just moving forward slightly so we get a better view. And well, that looks, oh, I was going to say that looks like our space, but actually it's being filled in. So is the Morrison's man going to wait for us? No, that's fine. There we are. Okay, oh, it's very busy today, but the sat nav has asked us to turn right onto Manacourt Road, so that's what we're doing here now. And in a moment it's all clear and we can carry on. Hopefully you can hear what the sat nav is going to say to us next. Let's just see.
Cross the roundabout, second exit.
So there you go, she's asked us to cross the roundabout, second exit. That's going to take us along the road here, or up and over the railway bridge. I think it's a railway bridge. Might be a canal. It's a canal, isn't it, actually? There you go. Up and over the canal. Just quite busy at this time of the day, really. Now she isn't going to tell us to go straight ahead at this mini roundabout, because it's not on this next one has been built recently. So it's not on a system. Just got someone coming out of the side road there. So there's going to be long periods where, you know, the sat nav lady doesn't say anything to us at all, and what that means is we're just following the road ahead. and she's going to tell us about the next roundabout in a few seconds. So I will let her take over so you can hear what she says.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit.
Okay, this sat nav, by the way, is exactly the same one as the one the examiners use. The same make and model, everything.
Cross the roundabout, second exit.
So we've come out of the busy area really, and we've come along this, and it's just a main road really that's coming out of Nuneaton. So kids playing on electrical boxes. And what the examiner said to Manny was, I was sitting in the back of the test, by the way, just so as you understand. I was sitting on the test, and Manny was driving the car in the driver's seat. I was sat behind him, the examiner was next to him. The examiner kept saying things like, don't worry, she isn't going to speak to you for a few moments, it will just be when the junction comes up. So he was being quite helpful, which is nice, you know. And again, he said here, you know, she isn't going to tell you about this roundabout because it's not on the map, on the Sat Nav map, but it's just straight ahead, just follow the road. And so that's what he did. We seem to have come into a part where it's getting blocked up again. On the day of the test, it was we just came straight through here. So obviously we've come at the wrong time of day. But like I say, it was it's the 17th today of March in 2020. It was the Friday before that. I can't remember the date of it. 13th. It was the 13th, Friday the 13th. That's what it was. And you know, at this time we're in the grip of the corona virus, and Prime Minister has told everybody not to go to the pub and to restaurants and things, or has suggested we didn't do that. And so it's getting a little bit serious. Just to give you some kind of context of where we are and what it was. And for 2020, what they've done is they've looked at the test routes, and they've found a way along those routes to introduce the Sat Nav as one part of the independent driving. And also they've introduced another element, which is just follow the signs for somewhere. And you either get one or the other, you don't get both. So on this particular route, on that day, we had the Sat Nav. And what happens is the Sat Nav is preset. So the examiner doesn't get to fiddle about with it, just puts it on the dashboard, turns it on, and away you go. And this is exactly where it came to, where it took Manny on that day. So you'll hear the lady inside. I like to think there's a lady inside the Sat Nav. You'll hear the lady start to tell us where to go next in a few moments.
After 200 yards, turn left.
So there we are, we're turning left in 200 yards. And on this
Turn
one,
left.
yeah, on this one we can move in a bit. I don't like to interrupt her. I always think it's a bit rude. And so we're coming down this road, and again what he said was, is she isn't going to speak to you for a little while, just follow the road ahead. That kind of thing. just following this road down. This is Astley Road, by the way.
Arrive at your destination at 15:49.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so this is Astley Road, by the way, and it's quite a long road. And actually, this test route, the way that this Sat Nav took him on that day, is we went on this road for a long time. And if you watch the other videos of the test routes, you'll notice that these lanes, I think they call them the lanes around here, these lanes are on a lot of the test routes. So it's a good idea, really, to get down here and get around it here, just off the Astley Road, and then just, you know, get to know these roads quite a lot. We're actually coming into Astley now, and you'll see that the speed limit soon will change. So it's 50 at the moment. Already the van in front of us is slowing down. I think he's turning off somewhere. It's definitely indicating. It's saying there's a flood, but I don't think there is. It's not rained for a few days at the moment. Sunday was bad though. Yeah, he's just turning off, look. We'll let him go. Go on, mister. Go on, Mr. Shifter. There you go. I think we're safe to go round him, so that's fine. Okay, so the speed limit will change. It changes from 50 now as we come into Astley down to 30. We must make sure we're doing that speed, 30 or below. And we're just driving along, and we're going to go past this this crossroads. And normally, most of your instructors will get you to turn right up there into Nuthurst Lane, but actually this test route went further into the country. And so we came right along here. Again, the Sat Nav wasn't saying anything, examiner's not saying anything, man is manically you know, concentrating on his driving. I'm sitting in the back not being able to say anything, but I found it quite interesting that it came out this far, and I wasn't expecting it to, I must say, because it's a real divergence from the other test routes. Up to now we've been on test routes that were you know, installed last year, but now we've moved away from that, and it's just the Sat Nav that's taking us away. Seem to go on and on forever. The speed limit changes again now, back down to 40, so we must bear that in mind. Get back down to 4th gear, that will help us to stay at 40 or below. Still on Astley Lane, by the way. We've not turned off of that road. And what the Sat Nav seems to have turned itself off just now, but it said we'll take the next right, and it's just here. And this is Arley Lane. Again, quite a little busy time of the day, really. Taking us all the way along here. And again, Arley Lane is quite a busy road. Nice big house on the right there. And now we've gone from 40 right up to 60 in terms of maximum speed. Although, you know, it's debatable really whether you would do actually 60 along here. You know, it's debatable because of the bends. And you know, you're going downhill into this bend, for instance. So you might just want to control the car with the brake a bit, which, you know, in turn will keep you probably below 60. And then as you climb in the hill, then you're not going to get up to that speed, are you? So it just takes you all the way along here now. All the way to the top of the hill. And at the end it was turn right. Can't understand why it's turned itself off. Here we go. That might work. So we turned right at the end of this road onto here. All the roads will be listed out in the description box below. And then what happened was, so we got around this next bend, and the examiners asked me